gonna say I don't want to get old because it's my birthday and it's OC week. And considering it's OC season 19 and yours truly is 33, it's a sign all of us are getting old. So buckle up. The little family van is taking off, everybody. So we're going to talk about the OC season 19 premiere. We're going to kick off our conversation with that. And then is Erika in love? Let's talk about Erika being spotted with a new man. And then we're just going to talk a little bit about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills production in general. Okay. So let's kick it off. Real House, and if you hear something, it's Abby just chugging down some water over there. She waited till exactly when I went live to do that. Thank you, sweetheart. Real Housewives of Orange County, season 19 has kicked off. Last night on Thursday, July the 10th, season 19 premiered, and there's a lot, in the words of Mary Cosby, there's a lot going on. So we knew that going into it, that Katie was going to be, I wanted to almost said a target and a topic. I think both, a hot topic and a target. Just because, you know, there was a cast vacation that we saw she wasn't photographed on. We already knew the tone of the situation between she and the other ladies after the reunion last season, where I said that I thought Heather and Emily were absolutely horrible to her. I thought it was the worst I've ever seen Heather be towards anyone. So yeah, we knew there were going to be some Katie related issues this season. I went in thinking that it would be kind of clear what was going on, but I am confused, and let me tell you why. Like, yes, obviously Katie is lying about, or not being truthful about communicating with the Bravo babe, right? Like, there's hard proof. All the women know this. And I'm just like, let's not forget though, like, yes, Katie is wrong for that, but Katie's not doing this for no reason. As I just said before, Katie came, it was her like freshman reunion, and they were brutal to her. Remember, they were bringing up like her child custody cases. They were bringing up, like legal situations, like stuff that had nothing to do with what was going on. And it's like, now y'all are mad that she retaliated in a way that you wouldn't have. Be for real. And Emily is at the opening, like, little dinner with Katie and Gina, and is saying, like, we all go to reunions and get upset. Da, 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 da. Okay, well, and you all had a first reunion, and you all had a learning curve that you had to learn, So give her some grace, I think, is what I'm saying. Like, her being guilty and the reaction that they're giving her, I don't necessarily know align, in my opinion. Does that make sense? And also, too, let's just point it out there. Which housewives have not talked to accounts online? Not many. I'll give you time to try and count, and it'll take you about 2 seconds because there's not many, okay? And I also want to point out that the word bloggers makes me want to throw up. I don't know why. It sounds like boogers. And there's that meme I love of Vicky at her office just typing away. This ain't 2008 anymore. Perez Hilton in the West Hollywood Starbucks talking crap via his plugged in MacBook Air because the battery's fried to use the Wi-Fi. Okay. We're not writing think pieces. You want to know why? Because not me or you or anyone has time or interest in reading something that long. Okay. I'm just saying, I think the word blogger has served its purpose. Can we please find something else? I also think content creator is too long. I'm not coming with suggestions. I'm coming just with complaints. I hate the word blogger, and I think fan account is better. Blogger is like, blah, 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 like, ew. And no, blogger is like, I'm not Carrie Bradshaw sitting over here writing stuff. They're content creators. I don't know. So that's my rant of the day. Thank you so much for being here. They also, too, I find it interesting that Emily is saying, well, kids are off limits, after, Katie allegedly, like with the babysitter and all that stuff and the podcast. And yes, I agree, kids are off limits, but how is talking about her custody stuff from years and years and years before she was on the show, when she would admit that, yes, she gave up custody of her kids because it was the best thing at the time, or she didn't, her husband had like the place to live, she was living somewhere else. Like, it wasn't what they were making it out to be by any means. Like, to me, we're talking kids, So, and I like Emily. I really, really do. But I got the vibe from the premiere that it's like they all came at Katie and Katie had zero room to react, as from last season to this season. And now they're attacking her for how she reacted after they attacked her the first time. That's how I feel. I could be wrong. That is my takeaway from it. And I find it unfortunate that she is being, I don't think she's being truthful about, interacting and talking and calling the Bravo babe. I obviously think that she did. And that's another thing too, that I want to point out, is that had Katie just owned up to that and been done with it, she would have taken away the power of these women to continue harping on this over and over and over again, because they have nothing else that they can use for a storyline this season. Okay. And I say that because also maybe that's why Katie isn't being truthful. Maybe it's because she is the new girl in the group still. Maybe it's because every time that she's around people, around these women, all they're doing is coming for her. And literally her entire purpose there is to defend herself. And so, you know what? Yeah, in that moment, if I'm stressed and scared and feel like it's high school trauma all over again, I'm probably going to allow to get my ass out of there as quick as possible too. Not saying it's the right thing to do, but two wrongs don't make a right, because she's doing it in response, So I just feel like Katie, is like can't win for it's a lose-lose situation for her with these women, and it's not fair. But I'm curious to know how y'all feel. Am I crazy? Are y'all? And I feel, I don't want, and Emily's talking about like her daughter at school, kids are talking, like, I hate that, of course. But bet you kids were talking about things they've seen on your mom's reality TV show long before Katie joined. Okay. So let's be fair. But yes, curious to know what y'all feel. And be sure to drop your comments after this Erika topic. I'm going to go back and we'll hit on everything, okay? Yes, Erika, the pretty mess, baby. She is pretty in love, it sounds, because she was spotted holding hands July 7th, so that was just this week, with a man named John McPhee, who allegedly is a retired U.S. Army Special Operations Sergeant Major. Well, let's just put every damn word in Webster's in our job title. Anyway, so he was spotted out and about with our girl, and I just want to say I'm here for it. Not because I know anything about him or, sorry, Abby's sneezing, y'all. Bless you, honey. You okay? Abby, you okay? Them allergies are crazy, aren't they? Sorry, y'all. I'm a mother first. But yes, I am excited for this from a content and storyline perspective, because Erika, have we seen her in relationships, in love? Yes, she was married to Tom for quite some years, or many years when she started the show. Did you feel the love between them in those scenes? Nope. So I want to see Erika giddy in love. I want to see Erika in that honeymoon phase where, as Larsa said, that you're supposed to do on your honeymoon in the recent Miami episode, be swinging from the ceiling. That's what I want for Erika, okay? Because we haven't got to see her in that space yet. We really haven't. We saw her in a very unique relationship, and then a very unique and traumatic fallout from that relationship. And so it will be fun and interesting, in my opinion, to just see her happy and living life and just getting to know someone. And I think through that, we'll probably get to know her more, because I mean, she admittedly is a little, she'll admit, I think she's a little reserved, closed off. So I'm curious. He doesn't necessarily strike me with that 18 title sergeant of the Army name that he's popping popcorn and catching Beverly Hills on a Tuesday or Wednesday. But, you know, I'm not going to make any assumptions. Who knows? Maybe he might have been the number one fan of a family van scene back in the day, for all I know. But he doesn't strike me as the kind of guy to be filming. So we'll see if it's even that serious that she would invite him on camera. And if so, if it's a world that he's willing to step into, you know. But I really am interested to see, even if he isn't on camera, the energy that we get from Erika while there is someone special in her life. You know, I think she deserves that. And I think that we as viewers, you know, it's time to see her in that space as well. And I listen, and I love me some Erika, my fellow Cancer sister. But I gotta say, there were those rumors that she was maybe being demoted to friend of, the same thing that they did with Dorit, where they said we might, you know, you might be friend of unless there's like some good storyline. And then we saw Dorit last season, MVP, Emmys, Oscars, Grammys, if they went for, you know, if the musical awards went to Housewives. Stellar performance. There were rumors that the same thing was proposed to Erika ahead of production of season 15. And I just want to say it's the first time that we now see her out here with a new man. Coinky dink, in the words of Teresa Giudice? I think not. So let's go back and see how y'all feel. Oh, wait, no. One more thing. Speaking of Beverly Hills, y'all hear that? Me either. Nothing. You know, want to know why? Because it's been crickets around production this season. They've been filming a month, 2 months. Like they can only have what, like 6-7 weeks left at most. And we have heard nothing. And so that, you know, is, I'm bringing it up because I'm like, okay, the Erika and her man, who we may or may not even see on camera, is the first inkling of what we know is going on in this time frame of filming and of production, other than the new faces that have joined. You know, that Rachel joined, and I believe, yeah, Rachel's the only newbie. So we've heard nothing. That can mean one of two things. Production is nervous because it is crickets on that side too, or that it is so damn good that these women are traumatized when they get home at night from filming, and producers are so busy scrambling, trying to edit and get this season together because it is just going to be a jaw dropper. It's one or the other. Let's hope it's this one. You know, not that I want these women to be traumatized, but I also don't want y'all, they'd be even more traumatized if they got accused of an all boring season. So we're not going to want that for them. Okay. Now I'm going back to y'all's comments and checking in to see what y'all have to say. Lindsay, I don't think Emily's kids said that. Oh, I totally think Emily's kids said that about Heather. Also, like, they're kids. Who cares what they said? Who cares? Who cares? Like, Kim, there are literally people dying. Like, find something else. Like, what's going on? Find something else to talk about. For real, you know? See, I thought it was just me getting annoyed with the word blogger. No, Lindsay, I hate the word too. I hate it. All the franchises bring them up now. It's so ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, it's the real blogger housewives at this point. Where's the contracts? You know? Let's see. I feel like Emily brought up her son stuff because she knew she would get a bad edit this season. Hot take. Oof. I mean, it could have been collateral in case, like, you know, because she's filming in the moment, you know? So, wow. Yeah. I mean, interesting. I mean, I definitely think, and Emily's been around long enough now, like they can play producer, like they know the game. You know what I'm saying? Is Erika trying to get in with the government since the lawsuits with her ex? You know, and if so, we love a woman with a strategy. I would feel offended calling that genius because I think that that is an understatement. If Erika got with an 18-word titled Army Sergeant of the past with military/government connections to benefit the fallout of her former sugar daddy/lover and his legal issues. Mastermind. And I hope she writes a book on how to do it. Period. For real. Let's see what else y'all had to say. Justice for Katie. I agree. And like, it's not, I mean, and I like the Bravo babe. I adore her. I think she's a sweetheart. And I hate that this has gotten, oh, and did y'all see last night? So Tamra is on Watch What Happens Live. And she posted pictures of her holding flowers from Katie. I'm like, I feel like that meme of Nene where she walks out into the group. She's like, what is going on? So is there like a Katie like revival moment, a come to Jesus moment where they like are like they forgive Katie, or they see or is Tamra on the outs with someone who's on the outs with Katie, therefore she's being cool with Katie? You know what I mean? But I don't want nothing to do with that. So also, why? And I'm not talking crap about Tamra. I'm not even getting into that. But I really don't understand why she has to go so hard on Shannon. On Watch What Happens Live last night, it was like every question I felt like was about her talking crap about Shannon. And I just, it felt like, it was like, girl, like, take a breath. Calm down, And like one of the questions was, who has overstayed their welcome the most on the show? And Tamra replied, Shannon, saying it's the same thing every season. The only thing that's changed between Tamra in season 3 when she joined the show in season 19 is Simon left and Eddie came in. From a viewer's perspective, that's what we see of her life. So, not saying that she can't have that opinion. To me, though, it is shocking that someone would publicly say that and not have the wherewithal and self-awareness to know how easily and quickly that could also be said about them. Valid, with facts. So that's all I have to say about that. Let's see. Horrible fabricated as usual. Tamra looks horrible. I mean, I think she looks, you got to give it to her. Cut Fitness might be closed, baby, but Tamra's still hitting the gym, Let's see. Does OC have an after show? I think the after shows usually launch a few weeks into the season. So I can't imagine that they wouldn't have an after show, So we will definitely have to look forward to that. And it'll be interesting to see, because they always put them in like pairs or like threes. So like, since everything's cool now, like, will Tamra and Katie be in a duo for after show stuff? Will Katie be a solo? Interesting. Very, very interesting. But that is our last live of the week, everybody, which means y'all better go whoop it up. I better hear the drinks popping over here as I wrap this live up, no matter where you're, watching from. As always, oh my gosh, there's a really hot guy by the pool. Shirtless. Happy Friday indeed. I adore y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming and hanging out with me, not only today, but every other Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You can find me here at 3 and right here on Hurrdat's YouTube and Twitter and TikTok and all the other goodies. And just be sure to follow along on all the other Hurrdat podcasts for all your Bravo scoop, all your Housewives scoop. Vicky and I are dropping an episode today to celebrate 1 year since we launched our show. I know Teresa is in Australia. I can't wait to hear all about that. Lots going on. So thank y'all so much for spending parts of your week with me, and I hope that your weekend is safe, blessed, and full of Housewives headlines for us to discuss on Monday.